Start with the Mail front page. They are very angry about your party, Aisha. Labour opens the door to giving asylum to 70,000.
Oh, I'm just absolutely not having this. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. The new government's not even been in for like 3 weeks. The reality is that the last government got the immigration and asylum system into such an absolute basket case. They practically were giving asylum to people. You know, the boats were going up this insane Rwanda deal. I mean, I think some of the figures are showing that some of the estimated costs were like billions and billions of pounds for just a small number of people. Look, there is definitely going to be a lot of pressure on Labour on immigration. I absolutely accept that. But I am absolutely not taking any lessons from the Daily Mail, which has kind of propped up the failing Tory government for a very long time.
So it's to do with this deal with the EU, isn't it, Christian, whereby we get the right to return some people if we take part in an asylum share out, essentially. Yeah.
I mean, that's obvious and was warned about when Sir Keir was saying that the solution to the asylum and migrant crisis was to do deals with Europe. The idea that we can just offload ours onto the continent and not have to pay anything in return for that was for the birds. The problem is, as I've frequently said, Labour came into power praying that the asylum and migrant crisis was the result of Tory incompetence, rather than an irreversible global shift in migration fuelled by cheap flights and social media advertising by human traffickers.
Oh, and climate change.
And climate change.
And war.
And conflict.
And that isn't going to change.
No, well, maybe we should just get... You know, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm watching every step of the American election, and I realise they've got the same thing going on there.
But
it's all about the border, right?
You say war and climate change. I mean, that, based on the figures we're seeing of who's coming into this country on small boats, that implies that war and climate change is largely affecting 20-year-old men and not women, not people of different ages. The figures bear out that they are overwhelmingly young men. And that suggests that it is not humanitarian, it's essentially economic.
Well, I disagree with that. I mean, I think the reality is these crossings are so horrific, and actually just trying to get... I mean, I remember when I did work with CNN, we did a horrific expose of women who try and make these journeys are almost... So this is how bad it is. On the VIP people trafficking route, as a woman, you get given condoms for when you are raped, because it's not if, it's when. That can protect you from getting, pregnant. So let's not kid ourselves. These journeys are absolutely brutal, and there's a horrible... I'm not saying I agree with this. There's a horrible Darwinian, like the youngest, fittest men go on these journeys.
OK. I just was going to say, actually, that the Mail seems to have decided it is the official opposition, and it actually may be... I'm not criticising the Mail. You know, we do need an opposition, and right now the Conservatives are on the canvas, and so it's down. They've been at it from day one. In fairness.
Oh, for God, yeah, I know, but the Mail have been, I mean,
they were so angry about Keir Starmer from the day he arrived.
They were so angry about Angela Rayner, having shoes and all this kind of stuff. It's like it's ridiculous. Also,
somebody needs to put some scrutiny on.
Let's not forget the Daily Mail have backed every single wrong horse. They backed Boris Johnson. They backed Liz Truss. Do you remember the picture of Theresa May? They were like, "This is the new Iron Lady." I mean, their political judgment is so off.